Before Starbucks became, well, Starbucks, there was quite a buzz surrounding a business on the South Side. For nearly 30 years, people came to a cafe called the Beehive for more than just a little bit of mocha. Now, a new book is pouring out all the secrets and details about the coffee shop's impact on the community it served. Joining us to talk about it is the book's author, David Rouleau, and the former owners of the Beehive, Scott Kramer and Steve Zumoff. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon. Okay, David, talk about the book. What inspired this? What made you want to put it together?
Yeah, when they when Scott and Steve announced that they were closing the Beehive, that was a place that I went to when I was in college. And so I went back for the final 3 months, and I thought, there's a story here. You know, I'm a senior staff writer at the Pittsburgh Jewish Chronicle, so it's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And I thought, rather than trying to write a fiction piece, a novel, there's so many stories here. There's such a narrative through line at this place. It just made sense to put it into a book.
Yeah, and Scott and Steve, whenever he came to you saying he wanted to write this book, what were you guys thinking? Did you think that your shop was book worthy?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's about time.
About time you get some recognition, right?
Well, I thought it would be a good subject for a book.
Take me back though, before you guys opened the Beehive, what was your thought for, what was your vision for the shop? What were you guys hoping to accomplish with it?
After we were selling falafel at a Grateful Dead show, we decided that we wanted to start a business here in Pittsburgh, and we looked around and we got together on the idea to open up the Beehive.
Yeah. And I mean, talk about kind of the vibe, because I'm guessing you guys are still kind of the vibe. I get that sense. But what did the vibe, what did the shop really do for the South Side, the artistic scene, all that kind of stuff?
Well, there were a lot of artists living in the South Side.
Yeah.
And, so we just, we put up a sign in the window and it said artists wanted, and people, to decorate, and people flocked in, and everyone was like, where can I do some art? Where can I, and so, we assigned different art to different places of the building, and, it just came together really fun and easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, and in the book you have some of those photos of the different artwork and all that kind of stuff, but go ahead, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I think that people forget that in 1991, Pittsburgh was still pretty deep into its sort of post-industrial morass, and was still trying to work its way out. And so to have a place like the Beehive in the South Side was sort of the first step in maybe the redevelopment of that neighborhood, and really coalescing a scene for the first hip neighborhood of the 90s.
Exactly, and it kind of turned it around too and helped it become what the South Side is today, which is really just a mix of kind of everything, whatever you're looking for, you can kind of find your group in that area.
Definitely.
It kind of feels like you guys started that trend.
Unintentionally, but yes.
Yeah, yeah. Was there anything that you learned when you were writing the book and researching this that you didn't expect, or any of your favorite stories that you have?
I mean, there were so many, I learned so many things, right? And one of the things that I learned was just what a supportive community it was. Each person supported the other in whatever they were doing. But one of my favorite stories is when people were first moving into the South Side, this young crowd that was Gen X, and so they looked different. And one of the guys said the blue-haired ladies didn't like the pink-haired girls moving in next door to them. And that really talks about that tension that was sort of developing between the old neighborhood and the new neighborhood. Eventually, everyone learned to live together and work together, though.
And that's good.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Was there a story that you were glad that was told, or one you forgot about that you're glad came back up?
I haven't read the book yet.
Okay, all right. It'll be a surprise, yes?
Yes.
Well, there was, someone asked me earlier, about our employees, and we had one of our first employees, his name was David Lieberman, Mark Lieberman, I'm sorry, and he was an epitome of what the artists were. He worked for us, and he also made advertisements for me and posters, and some days I'd ask him to do something and it would be amazing, and other days it would be just awful. He just, he was on a different tangent. Like you know, a lot of artists are on different
Sure,
tangents,
yeah.
and you know, and yeah, I had
Show me some of the photos. that are in the
there
book.
is a photo, you know, that he did, and it's weird because it has a mask on. He has a mask on, which is, you know, 30 years early before
Ahead of his time,
pandemic.
yes.
And but he's no longer with us, and you know, he was just like our first employee, and I just thought he was an interesting character.
Not only is it, you know, a book that tells the history, it's also, you know, a memory, right? It's a keepsake for all of you guys to have. Really, really great. Thank you guys so much
you.
for being here. Gen X Pittsburgh, the Beehive, and the 90s scene is available right now on Amazon. We'll have the link for you to buy it on our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh. All right, still to come, a local artist who creates a little bit of cartoon magic right before our eyes. We're hearing about the new season of a show, and we're getting a little drawing lesson too. That's coming up. Stay with us.